don't normally tell people I'm a comedian because when I tell people I'm a comedian, they immediately start acting funnier around me. By that, I mean they start telling me jokes or they're just straight weird. It's like telling a secular you are a pastor. A secular. You know those people that need Jesus? It's the moment that pagan realizes they've been talking to a pastor the whole time. They start to panic, signing of the crossing, bowing, and all of a sudden, they're like the holiest creatures you ever did see. You can actually see on their face all the sins they committed flashing before their eyes. They go back to being that child again on Christmas, trying to convince Santa that they're a good little boy, don't give me coal. They start acting funnier around the pastor. Or it's like telling secular family members or a Christian. You know, those family members that need Jesus. They start to act funnier around you because they know you're Christian. Reminds me of a moment with my grandma. One day she was all excited to tell me something. She was like, I watched a Christian movie. Oh yeah? Tell me about it. Well, one of the characters is a man named Christian. Grandma, just because the movie has the word Christian in it doesn't mean it's Christian. No. This is different. One of the characters described the feeling of heaven, and the other character called the other character God. Oh, what's the name of the movie? 50 Shades of Grey! Grandma! Do you even know what that's about? So I'm over here in my head thinking, finally, my grandma's gonna come to the Lord. No, she's coming to a freaky movie. Family prepares me for the world. Siblings especially. When I told my siblings I am a comedian, they started laughing at me. My mother, when she heard I was going to Moody Bible Institute, thought I was going to nun school to do nun things like get a new wardrobe, shave all my hair off, become circumcised, and not give her grandbabies. Random thought. Have you ever noticed that most legends have the initials MJ? Here. The King of Pop, Michael Jackson. MJ. The Chicago Bulls basketball star, Michael Jordan. MJ. Or how about this one? The pastor and president that jumps off Moody's stage. Mark Job. MJ. Speaking of Mark Job, so you've heard the responses of my family and others around me when I tell them I'm a comedian. Want to hear the reaction I got when I told Mr. MJ Mark Job? Yeah, yes. So after chapel one day, I was talking to my Job. I started talking about my family, and he started referring to people I needed to meet. You don't seem too convinced that I had an interaction with my Job. Let me do a full solo reenactment of the man himself. I'm bald now. He always seems to be holding a microphone, doing big moves like this, and saying big dramatic things like, for such a time as this. So now that you got the full picture, let's go back to the story. So I'm gonna go talk to my pastor, and passionately, I swear, he stares me dead straight in the eye and yells my name. Griselda! It's so good to see you again. He's so committed, so passionate, and so sure too. Griselda! I have not met one girl with that name. I don't even know where that name comes from. I just know it sounds scary. Also, Cinderella kind of sounds like Isabella. But no, Griselda. The name of Cinderella's evil stepsister. You know, the one with the big feet? Or like the name of some witch in Disney pooping on babies. Like this, the entire time we were talking, that was the name you were registering? Like, you couldn't think of any other common name, like Abby, Hannah, Daniel? Thing I want to know is, who taught him that advice in pastor school? Son, when in doubt, in the remembrance of a woman's name, always use the default. Griselda. Who does that holy bald man think he is? God changing names like he did in the Old Testament? Yzzy, you are now Griselda. Thank you, God. So, first he calls me by the wrong name, and then with like the last 10% of my sanity and ego not destroyed already, he decides to keep the conversation going. He asks me, what are you passionate about? I am a comedian. Griselda. Are you even funny? Yeah, so that's why I don't normally tell people I am a comedian. That's all I have for you folks. Thanks.